How strong is Odin? Is he the strongest in all of Record of Ragnarok? Everyone wants to learn more about this god since the insane reveals recently in the manga. He is not just the leader of the Norse Pantheon and the final chief god fighting in the tournament. Odin was one of 4 pillars making up the strongest primordial gods. As the creator god who seemed to be the leader of the Yggdrasil and wielding overwhelming power. Today you will learn everything there is about Odin in this series and many more things you do not want to miss out on. Therefore, let's begin with his origin story. Long before all the gods we know in Record of Ragnarok existed, there was 88 primordial gods that created the worlds, the heavens, etc. Everything we know about Record of Ragnarok today. And among those 88 primordial gods, there were those considered the supreme, pretty much the 4 strongest. Ymir, the primordial giant, the demon king Satan, the lord of chaos, and the creator god Odin, the 4 pillars that make up this group. Until one day, these pillars felt as though the incomplete gods, the lesser ones, were not more so worthy. As such, they wanted to take them out, the massacre of the gods. Out of the original 88 gods, 7 others joined the 4 pillars, making it a war between 11 primordial gods and the 77 remaining, and the battle was not close at all. We see Odin at the forefront with the other 3 pillars behind him, absolutely dominating the other primordials, highlighting that at this point he's probably much stronger than everyone else, forcing the remaining ones to seal Odin and the other pillars away as their only chance, succeeding in the process but losing almost everyone. We know Izanagi and perhaps some others like Gaia survived, but from what we can see in these panels, it was not close to 77, highlighting that the original version of Odin was an absolute monster without a doubt. But his origin story continues. As they were about to be sealed away, the 4 pillars unleashed their weapons, or the 4 treasures, into the world for someone to find in the future. Within these weapons was the original soul, memories, etc. of these primordials, until one day this nameless god came upon Odin's sword he sent out. As such, the supreme god Odin returned to existence, taking control of this unnamed god and later becoming the Odin we know in the series right now. So that's the original flashback we know. For reference, we currently have no information about the other 3 pillars and what happened to their treasure, whether they're found or not. There's theories about the original Satan and Beelzebub and the others, but currently we have no additional information. Therefore, it's time to talk about the current Record of Ragnarok story and what Odin's up to. According to the likes of Buddha and Beelzebub, Odin's overall plan connects to the resurrection of the primordial gods. This is backed up by Siegfried, the boyfriend of Brynhilda and demigod who was locked away in Tartarus by Odin himself. However, he's being kept alive by the likes of Nostradamus by Odin's orders. Officially, Siegfried is locked in Tartarus because he stole Odin's magic sword and killed his favourite dragon, Fafnir, but the punishment he's suffering is quite severe, resulting in the likes of Buddha to think there's more to the story, which there indeed is, as Siegfried states himself that Odin will do everything in his power to keep him alive. On top of that, there's a theory going around that the magic sword Siegfried stole was actually this one from his primordial days. This is likely the case, but not 100% confirmed in any way. Therefore, what we currently know is that Odin's ultimate goal since the very beginning is to resurrect the other sealed primordial gods, that being the likes of Satan, Chaos and Ymir, alongside the others that were likely on their side. On top of that, it's probably connected to getting his original body back potentially, or his original power, This isn't confirmed, but most likely the case, as if current Odin was still the strongest, wouldn't he exactly just take control of everyone like he did in the past, meaning he isn't exactly where he was? But with that said, his showings against some of the other gods already in his current state is very impressive as well. Now before I continue and go over how strong Odin could potentially be, if you want to support the channel more, consider becoming a member or checking out the official merch. This hat, everything else, link in the description. It's greatly appreciated. Now it's time to go over some things the current version of Odin has actually done, such as during the Buddha scene, Bro got beyond triggered, revealing his divine weapon, not the sword we saw in the flashback, but this one, an iconic weapon with Odin's mythology, trying to slam down on Buddha, who was able to dodge thanks to his future sight, as always, showing the intent to actually kill Buddha here. But that's where Beelzebub came in and blocked the next attack with his divine weapon, which as a reminder is confirmed as one of the most broken in the entire series, with the likes of Beelzebub and Buddha being top tier gods based on most people's perspective when reading their rounds in the Record of Ragnarok manga so far. But following that, Odin is shown willing to fight both Buddha and Beelzebub at the same time. Yes, this is a version of Buddha without his weapon, but his confidence here is quite insane, calling both of them fools and then be gone. If the likes of Thor didn't pull up after this, it's very likely that Odin would have tried and killed both Beelzebub and Buddha, and the fact that Thor's able to stop him here does require some praise to go to the Thunder Berserker, a scene that has resulted in many people to bring up the original claim about Thor at the start of the series, that he's the strongest Norse god. Some people have interpreted this statement to mean raw strength, and we can also not forget that pretty much every character in the series at this point has a strongest of something statement, limiting the validity and I guess truth about these claims throughout the entire series. But Thor's portrayal even after that with this moment is very good regardless. But now coming back to Odin, based on his performance here, not taking any damage and being the aggressor in every moment, being willing to fight Buddha and Beelzebub at the same time, which for a reminder, currently in the gods ranking, I have Beelzebub as the second strongest who's fought so far, and Buddha ranked around 3 or potentially 4 depending on argumentation, but very clearly 2 top tier gods who did not pressure Odin in an insane way during this moment. But again, all of this was very limited. Apart from that, him ordering the likes of Nostradamus alone is very interesting as well, as that human has been set up as potentially the strongest remaining on that side's roster, humanity's Joker, and every time we learn more about him, he becomes more suspicious and likely more monstrous when it comes to power, and these two fighting is my current prediction. On top of that, we have the whole Siegfried situation I broke down earlier in today's video, meaning the stocks of Odin in conjunction with his flashback is definitely up there around the top, but based on what I believe the story is going to do with him, his current state likely is not stronger than the rank 1 god for most people, that being Zeus, the supreme god in the current story. But maybe his prior version, his primordial state, is actually the strongest of all time. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. Whether you think Odin currently is around the top 5, maybe you think he's the strongest, and how do you rank the primordial god version we saw in the flashback? And with that, I hope you enjoyed. Shout out to these members, and make sure to check out this Record of Ragnarok video to learn more about this amazing series.